number 23. 23, I'm going to use x instead of a. X minus 3 over 3x plus 2 equals 1 over 5. This is the entire factor. This denominator is missing a factor that this denominator has, the 5. So we're going to multiply top and bottom by 5. This fraction, the denominator is missing a factor that this one has, the 3x plus 2. So we'll multiply top and bottom by 3x plus 2. Now the denominators match. 5x minus 15 over 5 parentheses 3x plus 2. 3x plus 2 over 5 parentheses 3x plus 2. Okay, so we have the denominators matching. If we multiply by the common, 5 parentheses 3x plus 2 on both sides, that'll cancel the denominator. 5x minus 15 equals 3x plus 2. Okay, remove x off on one side, get x by itself. So that cancels, that cancels. 2x equals 17. 17 halves. Number 25. X minus 1 over x minus 5 equals 4 over x minus 5. Oh, this was easy. Denominators match. So if I multiply both sides by x minus 5, that'll cancel the denominator. X minus 1 equals 4. Everybody okay? Okay, trick question. This 5, we didn't check all the others, but this 5, if I stick it back into the original problem, in place of x, we're going to get a 0 denominator. That's undefined. So since you cannot have a 0 denominator, 5 is not a solution. This one has no solution, or rather empty set. Okay, all the others, if you look back to all the problems that we did, there isn't a 0 denominator. That's why I didn't say anything. But in this case, if you replace the 5 back into the problem, you get a 0 denominator, which is undefined. That's why there's no solution. 27. Two over x plus 3 equals 5 over x. This denominator is missing a factor of x. The x plus 3 is the entire factor. You can separate them. Yeah, x plus 3 is the entire factor. So in which case, this side we have to multiply by x plus 3, top and bottom. 2x over x parentheses x plus 3 equals 5x plus 15 over x parentheses x plus 3. Denominators match. Let's eliminate. Multiply by the common denominator on both sides. So that all cancels. 2x equals 5x plus 15. Okay, let's just solve for x now. Negative 3x equals 15. Is that all right? Yes, because if you look at the original problem, you're not going to get a 0 denominator. Negative 5 is a solution, your only solution. Number 29. X minus 2 over x minus 3 equals x minus 1 over x plus 1. This denominator is missing a factor of x plus 1. So we're going to multiply top and bottom by x plus 1. This denominator, the x plus 1, is missing a factor of x minus 3. x squared plus x minus 2x minus 2 over the two parentheses equals x squared minus 3x minus x plus 3. Okay, if we multiply it by the common denominator, x minus 3 and x plus 1, it'll cancel all the denominators. That'll leave us with x squared minus x minus 2 equals x squared minus 4x plus 3. Okay, so since we have x squared, we should try and go for standard form, get a 0 on one side. So I'm going to subtract x squared, add 4x minus 3. That's a 0. Oh, the x squared is eliminated. This would be 3x minus 5. Okay, so we can just solve for x. Yeah, there's no factoring here. Add 5 to both sides. Divide both sides by 3. And we don't have a 0 denominator. This is our solution. Number 31. Okay, 1 over x plus 3 plus 1 over x minus 3 equals 1 over x squared minus 9. Okay, we need to get the denominators to match. If you look at this denominator here, it can actually be factored. Two sets of parentheses. X and x, we need a negative 9. So it's going to be plus and minus 3 and 3. Okay, hopefully it's obvious now. We need to get the denominators to look like this one. This denominator we need to multiply by x minus 3. This denominator is missing a factor of x plus 3. So top and bottom by x plus 3. Okay, so all the denominators match. If we multiply by x minus 3, x plus 3 on both sides, it'll cancel out all the denominators. X minus 3 plus x plus 3 equals 1. Now we just solve for x. That cancels. 2x equals 1. If you look at the original problem, none of the denominators will be 0. So this is a solution. Number 33. Says x over x plus 4 minus 4 over x minus 4 equals x squared plus 16 over x squared minus 16. Okay, we need to get the denominators to match. If you look at this denominator here, it's possible to factor. X and x will give us the x squared. We need a negative 16. So it's going to be plus and minus for sure. 4 and 4. So if you look at all the denominators, we need to get them to look like this. Multiply this by x minus 4, top and bottom. Multiply this denominator by x plus 4, top and bottom. Okay, so all the denominators match. You have two sets of parentheses, x minus 4 and x plus 4. This is x squared plus 16. I'm going to distribute the negative 4, so that would be negative 4x and a minus 16 I'm going to distribute the x. X squared minus 4x. If I multiply by the common denominator, x minus 4 and x plus 4, that'll eliminate all the denominators. I have x squared minus 8x minus 16 equals x squared plus 16. Okay. I'm going to subtract x squared from both sides. Negative 8x minus 16 equals 16. Okay, so we can just get x by itself. Add 16 on both sides. Divide by negative 8. Oh, there's a problem. X equals negative 4. But if we place it here for x, we're going to get a 0 denominator. So it's not a solution. This is an empty set. Yeah, we found an answer. It doesn't work because of the 0 denominator. Negative 4 plus 4, 0. Number 35. Says 4 over y minus 2 minus 2y minus 3 over y squared minus 4 equals 5 over y plus 2. Okay, so if you look at this denominator, it can be factored. Y and y, we need a negative 4. So plus and minus, 2 and 2. Okay, so if we look at all the different denominators, this denominator is missing a factor of y plus 2. So multiply top and bottom by y plus 2. This denominator is missing a factor of y minus 2. Okay, so 4y plus 8 over 2 parentheses, y minus 2 and y plus 2. I'll distribute the negative on this. So negative 2y plus 3 over the 2 parentheses, y plus 2 and y minus 2. I'll distribute the 5. 5y minus 10 over the 2 parentheses, y plus 2 and y minus 2. Okay, all the denominators match. So we'll multiply everything by y plus 2 and y minus 2. That'll cancel all the denominators. 4y plus 8 minus 2y plus 3 equals 5y minus 10. Okay. Collect some terms, get y by itself. 2y plus 11 equals 5y minus 10. Okay, so that cancels, that cancels. 3y equals 21. Divide both sides by 3. Y is 7. It doesn't produce a 0 denominator, so our solution is 7. Number 37. Oh, this is long. I'm going to use x instead of a. 2x plus 7 over 8x to the second minus 2x minus 1 plus x minus 4 over 2x to the second plus 5x minus 3 equals 4x minus 1 over 4x to the second plus 13x plus 3. Ooh, okay. We're going to try and factor each of these. Maybe it'll be a little easier. I don't want to multiply this one by those two and vice versa. So let's try and factor each of these denominators. Okay, I know we have a negative 1, so it's got to be plus 1 and minus 1. I need an 8x squared with a negative 2x in the middle. 4x and 2x. This will be a positive 2x. Out here is a negative 4x. That'll give us the negative 2x in the middle. We need to factor this denominator. So 2x and x will give us the 2x squared. We need a negative 3. It's either 3 and 1 or 1 and 3. 1 and 3. We need a positive 5 in the middle. That'll give us a 6. That's a negative 1. So that's a negative 3. Okay, there. This right here is a negative 1x. That right there is a 6x. That'll give us the 5x in the middle. If we factor this denominator, I'll go with the 3. There's only one way to do that. Plus 3 and plus 1. We need to get a 4x to the second. It's x and x. It's either 4 and 1, 1 and 4, or 2 and 2. That's 12x. 4 and 1. This is 1. There you go. This is 12x. That's 1x. That's 13x right in the middle. Okay, so if you look at this denominator, compare them to the rest, it's missing the x plus 3. I'm going to multiply top and bottom by x plus 3. Look at this denominator, compare them to the rest. 2x minus 1, x plus 3. It's missing the 4x plus 1. I'm going to multiply top and bottom by 4x plus 1. This denominator, if I compare them to the rest, it's missing the 2x minus 1. So multiply top and bottom by 2x minus 1. Ooh, okay. So we have 3 parentheses as a common denominator. 4x plus 1, 2x minus 1, and x plus 3. Okay. I'm going to multiply at the top. 2x to the second plus 6x plus 7x plus 21. If I multiply this numerator out, 4x to the second plus x minus 16x minus 4, 8x to the second minus 4x minus 2x plus 1. Okay, since the denominators match, I can multiply by the common denominator. If I multiply by the common denominator, it's going to cancel all the denominators. No fractions now. 2x squared plus 13x plus 21 plus 4x to the second minus 15x minus 4 equals 8x to the second minus 6x plus 1. Okay. All we gotta do is combine terms, and let's see where this goes. There's no fraction though. We can solve. That would be 6x to the second minus 2x plus 17 equals 8x to the second minus 6x plus 1. Okay, so since we still have x squared terms in the problem, let's go for standard form. We're going to try and get x, I'm going to get a 0 on one side. Subtract 6x squared, add 2x minus 17. So that's all gone. 0 equals 2x to the second minus 4x minus 16. Okay, now that we have it in standard form, we got a factor. They have a 2 in common. X squared minus 2x minus 8. We can go for 2 parentheses. We need x squared, so x and x. We need a negative 8, so plus and minus. 4 and 2, 2 and 4. 2 and 4, that's a negative 4x and a 2x. That'll give us a negative 2x in the middle. Okay. Now that we have it factored, each of the factors that have x can be set to 0. x plus 2 equals 0, x minus 4 equals 0. And then we solve for x. Will that produce a 0 denominator? Well, if you look at each of the factor denominators, not the original, but the factor, there's no factor that'll produce a 0. So both of these will work. -2 and 4 are solutions. By the way, this was the problem that I showed you folks at the beginning of the year. This is what I was trying to get you folks to. Hopefully you folks are okay with this. Okay, just got a couple more. Number 39. X squared over x squared minus 4 equals x over x plus 2 minus 2x over 2 minus x. Oh, this denominator can be factored. We're going to go for 2 sets of parentheses. X and x is a -4, so plus and minus 2 and 2. Okay, so if you look at this denominator, it's missing a factor of x minus 2. So we're going to multiply top and bottom by x minus 2. It kind of looks like x minus 2. Oh wait, okay. This negative, instead of applying it to the top, I'm going to distribute it to the bottom. So this will become a -2 and a plus x. Okay, so this denominator is missing a factor of x plus 2. Okay, so we have x squared over the 2 parentheses. This will be x squared minus 2x, yeah, distributing the x to both terms. I'm going to distribute the 2x to both terms. So 2x to the second plus 4x. Okay, so all the denominators match. We can eliminate them. Multiply by x plus 2 and x minus 2. X squared equals x squared minus 2x plus 2x squared plus 4x. Okay, let's solve for x. Let's combine some terms, get x by itself. Okay, since there's still an x squared in the problem, we should go for standard form. Get 0 on one side. Okay, now that we have it in standard form, we can factor. They have 2x in common. If I factor it at 2x, that'll give me x plus 1. Okay, now that we have it factored, each of the factors has to equal to 0. And then we solve for x. If you look at the denominators, x plus 2 and x minus 2, if I replace a 0, it won't produce a 0 denominator. If I replace a -1 to x, it won't produce a 0 denominator either. Yeah. So both of them are solutions, 0 and -1. Okay, last one. Number 41. 14x minus 2 over x minus 3 equals 9x plus 8 over -2. Multiply top and bottom by -2. Multiply top and bottom by x minus 3. Okay, so the denominators match. The -2 distributes. That's -28. There's the mistake. Plus 4. This will be 9x to the second minus 27x plus 8x minus 24. Okay, this should work. Okay, I'm going to multiply both sides by -2x minus 3. That'll cancel all the denominators. 28x plus 4 equals 9x to the second minus 19x minus 24. Since there's an x squared term, we are going to get it in standard form, get a 0 on one side. So that cancels as 0. 9x squared plus 9x minus 28. Okay, still ugly, still have nothing in common. I'm going to go for 2 sets of parentheses. Okay, let's try again. 3x and 3x. We know it's a negative 28, so it's plus and minus. Does 7 and 4 still work? We need a positive 9. 7 and 4. Let's try it. This is 21. 21 minus 12. There you go. Okay, that works. Yeah, this is a 21x. This right here is a positive negative 12x. 21 minus 12 is the 9x in the middle. Okay, now that we have it factored, each of the factors has to equal to 0. So 3x plus 7 equals 0. 3x minus 4 equals 0. And then we solve for x. X minus 3. Neither of them will produce a 0. These are your two solutions. Negative 7/3 and 4/3. Oh, sorry. Okay, we'll see you in the next one.